It's often been said that a house is only as strong as its foundation. Therefore, it goes the reason that your RV is only going to be as reliable as the condition of your tires. Hey folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today I'm going to cover how to protect your RV tires while your RV is in storage. When storing your RV, one of the first things you need to decide is where you plan on storing it. I personally recommend a place that is dry, cool, and preferably covered. That will not only help protect it from the elements, but it'll also help protect from UV exposure, which can be damaging to the exterior of an RV. If you can't, whether it's because of availability of having inside parking or storage, or you just don't have access to it, and so you're going to store it outside, I recommend investing in a high quality cover. High quality being one that's going to be well constructed so it doesn't tear when you take it on and off after one season. You also want to make sure it is breathable so that way you don't get mold inside. And I also recommend, if possible, one that gives you access to the RV while it's in storage. That access actually brings me to my next point, which is removing some of the items inside the RV. One, you want to take out all your valuables. Two, anything that's going to be kind of heavy. Some of your outdoor gear, some of your larger totes. If possible, I do recommend taking out and storing elsewhere to help alleviate some of that weight on the axles in your RV while you're storing it during the down season. Next up, when we're talking about taking care of your tires during storage, you want to make sure you clean them. It's been out on the road, they start to get filthy, dirty, may have picked up some, some harmful chemicals that are on the roadway that got picked up by your tire. So all you're gonna do is just simply take a hose, water them down. It might not be a bad idea to take a non-abrasive cleaning solution like dish detergent and clean off your wheels and tires. Now, for the wheel itself or the rim, you're just gonna take like a soft bristle brush, rub it on there to help kind of break down that dirt and clean it up. For the tire, what you'll want to do is I recommend using like a 303 tire and rubber cleaner. All you have to do is simply spray it on the tire, let it sit for a minute or two, and wipe it off with the microfiber cloth, and that will help protect those tires while they're sitting in storage. The next thing you'll want to do is get your tires up off the ground. If you already have leveling blocks, which if you don't have auto level, chances are you do, I recommend just using those or something to at least get the tires up off the ground or concrete to help prevent deterioration or dry rot. All right, and the next step, and arguably the most important when we're talking about tire care during storage, is your tire pressure. Now you have two basic ways to check that. One is going to be what they call a TPMS, or tire pressure monitoring system. And if you have a newer vehicle, you're probably very familiar with how this works, and basically what it does is it gives you a readout of the pressure of each tire. That's exactly what this does, but for your RV. The other way is, of course, the old tried and true tire pressure gauge, which you may have one of these for your vehicle. If you don't, you should travel with one. That will at least allow you to check the pressure and make sure you're at the proper pressures. And you may be saying, Ian, how do I know what that is? Well, generally on the off-camp side of your RV, you will have a number of stickers, and one of those will be loading and tire pressure information. And on there, it will tell you your cold tire pressure for all of your tires. And if you have a motorhome, sometimes they're different from front to back, it will have that information on there and tell you exactly what those pressures should be at. Now, you don't want to have it underinflated, because if it's too underinflated, what'll happen is the weight will bear down on it and you can get a flat spot on your tire, and that's not something you want. You also don't want to overinflate it, because then you can damage the sidewalls of your tire. So you want to get it to as close to that number as you can. And then what I recommend doing is just putting a reminder in your phone. So every month or so, you can go out, check those pressures, and make sure they're still good. Also, if you do have a motorhome, make sure if you have a dually that you check that inside tire as well. If you don't have a valve extender, I do recommend having one installed, just because it does make checking that inside tire much easier. With the tire pressures locked in, now it's time to get jacked. And no, I'm not talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 1970 movie Pumping Iron. I'm talking about taking some pressure off the tires by using jacks. Now, depending on the manufacturer, if you have jacks that are capable of lifting the RV, some hydraulic jacks are able to do so, then you absolutely can use them. But always check the owner's manual, and you don't want to lift it so high that you're removing the tires from the ground. You don't want to do that. But it is a good idea to just jack them up a little bit, and again, just relieve some of the pressure on the tires. Now, if you don't have a leveling system or built-in jacks, then you can use stack jacks and put them underneath the frame to, again, lift the travel trailer up just a little bit to help relieve some of that pressure. The final thing I want to hit, folks, is tire covers. If you are planning on storing it outside, it's a good idea to buy something like this, just some tire covers to help protect your tires from the elements. We talked about having a cover over the whole RV, but that cover generally does not cover the tires themselves. So something like this is great. Obviously, you'll have different sizes depending on the size of the tire. They're generally fairly inexpensive and pretty easy to install. Usually just put it on there, use a bungee or a strap behind the tire to lock it in place. And again, that will help protect your tires from the elements as well as UV exposure. And folks, that pretty much wraps it up for your RV tire maintenance while in storage. If you like this video and you would like to see more how-to and troubleshooting information, make sure you subscribe so you can be notified and be the first to see it.